Are we live? Can you hear me scratching my leg? That's such a horrible sound to go live with. Are we live, my friends? Oh, I feel like this camera might struggle to focus again today, but never fear, I'm armed with a pen this time. Hopefully I won't be as bumbly as last time. Today's workshop Wednesdays, guys. I'm going to try my best to stick to this so that you know which way is up for once, because usually we're very sporadic and we're very spontaneous. So workshop Wednesdays. Yes, Kirsty, my love. Hello, hello. Workshop Wednesdays is my new thing. I mean, this is the first time I've done it. I don't know how long I'll stick to it, but we're going to give it a go. We are going to try to commit to this. Inga, yay, hello. Inga, I loved your belted sweater. Oh my God, absolutely loved it. I've just made one today. I've done a few things behind the scenes. I got to keep it hush hush. Helen, hello. Helen, hello. That sounded fun to say. Got to keep it hush hush, but I've made my own belted sweater again today. I don't know what version that is. I've lost count of how many versions I've got, but it's my favourite one yet, so I can't wait to share that with you. But Inga, yours totally inspired me. I love the polka dots. I did a little poll. There's my pronunciation going well, fabulous. Over on Instagram, because for those in the Digital Pattern Library Fashion Studio, these were my knockoff Zara. I saw a Zara outfit that I liked, a two-piece, and I kind of upgraded it and made it a bit more design savvy and not so boring high street. And one of the design details, I know this is white on white, guys, I do apologise, but one of the design details were these origami pockets. So they've got a little fold here, they're quite cute, and I did a poll on Instagram saying, would you like an origami pocket workshop? And the first person who voted said no, so you know, that didn't hurt my feelings, but that was a great start. And then we had a nice overwhelming 88% of people say yes, which is what I'm bringing to you today. It is so easy to do, it is so fun to play around with, and it really can make quite a cute little design feature on an oh God, I thought my pen was on then, on an otherwise simple garment. For those that know me and know I live on a farm, yes, I am unable to basically wear these in my day-to-day life, but I had fun making them nonetheless. Just, you know, they'll get dirty the moment I kind of venture anywhere. Another thing I did with my offcuts was make this little scrunchie, and as you know, any Digital Pattern Library scrap buster, which is what this counts as, is going to be always free and available. So I'm going to upload this template onto the Digital Pattern Library website for anybody that wants to kind of make their own or find more ideas of how to use up their scraps. So bear with me, but I will upload this. This is a really, really quick, simple make. So today, guys, origami pockets. I feel like I'm going to blitz through it because it really is that easy. But what you essentially do is get a bit of paper. In fact, if you run away now, I'll give you 30 seconds. You could do this live with me. Because I might set homework and ask you to play around with it and do it yourself and come up with some really fun, elaborate creations. Because they are just so surprisingly simple to do. So all you're going to need to pattern cut is a bit of paper. You don't need a pattern master. A ruler could do for something as small as a pocket, but I've got my pattern master here. You would usually use a mechanical pencil, but I got my pen so that you can actually see what I'm doing in this very clinical room. Sorry about the unprofessional wire, guys. Let's just weigh that down over there. Right, are we in focus? Can we all see? Let me know who's with me. 7 beautiful people are joining me live. Origami pockets. What you essentially do is get a piece of paper and you can start folding it. Start playing around. It doesn't even have to be symmetrical. So I'm going to make a fold here. I know you might not be able to see this too clearly with white on white, but when I unfold it, all will become clear. You just want to start folding into your paper and start getting some nice shapes together and play around with it. I mean, origami is an art, okay? This is a very, very basic, inspired version of that. But this is what I mean. If you go away and you do a much more elaborate design, oh my days, please share it with me in the fashion studio, because this has the potential to create like some really, really fun looks. So let's say these two basic folds here were our pocket shape. We want them overlapping. This is very similar to my example here, okay? So you start folding, and once you kind of like the pleat effect that you've created, on top of it you can then draw in your pocket detail. Now that can be symmetrical, like my example is here. You can make that asymmetrical. You can make the pocket shape anything you want. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to... It's a new pen, guys. I've still got that red thing on it. Let me pick that off. That is so satisfying. Yes. You can tell I don't get out much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of draw over like this. Let's bring this in a bit more. Let's make this a bit more pocket sized. And just kind of play around. Fold it in and fold it flat. Ooh, that's quite a nice shape. Let me get a thicker pen so that you don't get confused with what I'm doing now, because I've already drawn on it. I was a bumbling wreck in the last live. I don't know why. I think I had one of those days where I was just all flustered and all over the place. So hopefully today will be a bit nicer for us. Or for me, anyway. Let's be honest, guys. I'm always a bumbling wreck. Right, so I'm just going to draw my pocket shape over these folds that I've just created. And you can play around, scale and proportion, guys. Remember that workshop. You can play around with that. Let me know, I know it might be a bit blurry, but let me know if you can kind of see the basics of what I'm on about. I'm going to just draw down like so. And you can create your pocket shape, any shape you like. And let's say, okay, I would kind of measure in the middle if I was doing this properly. So that's 60, so about here would be the middle. Right, my laptop's in the way. I've just measured to the center of that top line just to make sure that I am giving you some kind of symmetrical pattern. If I bring that down to 15 by there, make my sides 10.5, 10.5. I'm just trying to make this symmetrical for you guys. Whoop. Doing it with a clunky Sharpie. Did that sound Welsh? That sounded Welsh in my head, a clunky Sharpie. And then I'm just going to join it up here, okay? So let's, for argument's sake, say that this very strange shape is intended to be my pocket. With that pleated, with that folded there, let me bring this closer to the camera. Please let me know if you can see it, guys. Please let me know if it's making sense so far. So if that focuses, hello. There we go. So hopefully you can see the pleats here. I've just folded that into the paper, and then I've drawn my pocket shape around, okay? What you would then do is you would add your seam allowance. For the sake of this exercise, I'm going to do 1 centimetre. When you do a patch pocket, you need to fold that under. So if you're more comfortable working with 1.5, if not 2 centimetres, then by all means do that. A really great tip for patch pockets is cutting out the template of your pocket minus seam allowance in card or in something quite sturdy, so that when you come to press round the edges, you can place that sturdy template in the middle minus the seam allowance, so your textile will be hanging over the edge, and then you can use an iron to press your pocket round. And that's a really nice quick tip to kind of get nice clean edges on a pocket. Because we have a straight line up here, we'd just be folding this over. So I'm just going to do a little facing. If this was a curved line, or if you were going to do any kind of funky shape that way, then you would obviously need to trace off a facing. If you would like to see a workshop on facings, then let me know. And now that you've drawn that on, you're going to snip it out. So, sharp scissors, which I never... Oh, no, I did. I haven't bought new paper scissors, guys, but I did buy new dressmaking shears today, because it was getting embarrassing. It was getting embarrassing how blunt my scissors were. We're just going to cut out your pocket shape now, around the seam allowance, making sure that you are cutting it folded, okay? We want to cut your final shape. If you need to, you can stick these down with a bit of masking tape. Whoop, and then we're just going to snip down here. And down here as well. This is a really quick example, guys, as always, but when you come to do it, take your time with it. Again, play with shape. So this is very similar to the example I've got on my jogger, but it is a different shape different shaped pocket. Pocket! Oh my god, what is going on? I just jumbled up pattern and pocket. This is a different shaped pocket and pattern to my example here. This is just a square one with a different type of fold, but it's pretty similar. So once you have it cut out and you remember how to speak English, that is always great and useful when you're hosting a workshop. This is where the magic happens. You're going to pull it out and you're going to see your very peculiar pattern shape, like this here. And then what you're going to end up doing is you'll be drawing back in your seam allowance like that. But an important thing to do, if I just fold this back to where we were, if you are getting lots of folds in, we've only got 2 folds here, okay? So that's kind of quite easy for us. But if you go away, and I really encourage you to do so, if you go away and play around with lots of folds, what you want to start doing is you want to notch by here. And so you just want to draw on where the first fold meets, and you want to notch by here, and then you draw on where the second fold meets. And what you're going to do, so this first line comes over here, and so you can mark that on your pattern, and you can name this. This would be number 1, this would be number 2, because we fold this first, followed by this. So it's really important when you start to get a bit more in depth with your pleats and your folds that you number them so that you don't get confused. So this one here is number 1 because it's the first one we fold, and then this one here is number 2 because it folds on top of that. And then it's just a case of making it as clear as possible for you to understand so that when you come to do your origami pocket folding, you don't get yourself all confused. Which, unsurprisingly, guys, I get confused quite easily. So that's it. That is really how simple it is. But if you wanted to go away and try your own pocket shape, you could add in more pleats, more folds, fold it all in. And then, as I say, when you come to construct a patch pocket, you would be finishing this edge here, turning that down, turning your facing down. You would secure that in place. And then, as I say, if you wanted to trace this shape off as a cardboard or sturdier template, once you've folded everything, you could then place that template in the centre, and using an iron, you then fold your seam allowance round, and then you simply pin it on top of whatever garment you're making, and you edge stitch in place. So, pretty simple. Everybody wanted to know how to do one. I feel like I've cheated the system there because that is really how simple it is. But I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Let me know if you're going to try it. And if you do try it, please, 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 please tag me in photos. Your creativity, honestly, keeps me going. I am so inspired by you all. I'm going to leave it there. Any requests, as always, head on over to the Digital Pattern Library Facebook Fashion Studio. Oh, guys, I think I need to sleep. I can't get my words out. Head on over to the DPL Fashion Studio. Hit me up with your recommendations, your requests, your suggestions, all of the above, all of the good stuff. As I say, I'm getting up to some very interesting developments behind the scenes, which I cannot wait to share with you guys.